After a bit of a delay, we are finally live, ladies and gentlemen. NRG versus Mythic in the opening round, the upper bracket semifinals of the ESL Challenger Melbourne North American Closed Qualifier. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Laz, and Mythic on their own map pick are forced to start on the T side. A slow play up towards Fountain, now a wrap towards Long with one lurking, looking for that connector rotation.
Yeah, a lot of pressure being built up right now for Mythic. We talked a lot about what they're going to be able to bring for this one, but already making some noise down long, so they've definitely made their presence a little bit known here. And oSee changes up his position over again. CTs are starting to get the rotates through. A great flash. You can see everybody on the X-ray. They're completely blind, but they're still going to truck on through this. And now oSee, he got a bit of a crossfire, and oh my goodness, it's just an absolute slaughter. Just leaving it down to Freak, and he's no longer for this world. And Nate, that was quick.
A succinct shutout from NRG. We were questioning what kind of play we would expect to see in this series, and I can tell you right now, they're coming out the gates hot and fiery. 2 for oSee, 2 for Brehze, who was a question mark. We've seen him have high highs and low lows. We're wondering if today would be a time for him to return to some caliber of form. FaNg as well, chiming in. Very solid start for NRG. Again, no bomb plant means Mythic are going to be on a rather interesting half buy. A couple Deagles, a couple P250s, no Kevlar. That gives NRG a very solid opportunity to convert a second and build some bank to use in the later rounds.
Yeah, and right now for NRG, they're in a good position. Like we talked about this in the pre-show. And I mean, not a lot of reps on this map officially as a group, but they are sitting at a 2-1 in comparison. Where Mythic, they're definitely feeling pretty good about it, considering they've been able to play this with a 3-0. They're sitting at 100% win rate. No big deal. But we'll have to see if that's going to be the case. And Dapsy's just farming some kills, but it's only going to be the 2. But nicely traded from them as well. So just leaving it to a Deagle and a P250 with no utility at all.
The utility was a weird. I don't even know if I want to call this a half buy. 1350 in the bank for truck. I believe the Deagle had 1350 before it had a kill as well. Means that unless they get a bomb plant, their buy is going to be very hindered in round number 3. Probably Galils rather than AKs, maybe even SMGs. oSee in towards connector. A little bit of a dicey spot to be in versus 2 pistols up close and personal, but he makes it work with ease. 2 kills in the first, 2 kills in the second, and a clean 2-0 start for NRG. Rifles are going to come through, but as I mentioned, the economy is a little bit hampered. We're lacking utility. A lot of utility, in fact. They have smokes at least, but they're lacking everything else on Freak and Flom. 2 Galils on Truck Lover and Hate. I guess it's kind of even when you consider the fact that NRG are on a bonus round, but still, I'd argue that NRG have the advantage due to all that utility.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, Mythic haven't been able to find a way to get the bomb down, so that economy is definitely getting not as gained as much as you would like it. Good utility here already being placed here from NRG, just in the smokes, making it problematic for Mythic to get any sort of control. So now they have to play it way more passive, but that's kind of been the name of the game for these guys. They've been just kind of playing more, defaulty, waiting things out, letting their teams kind of, exploit all the utility and things like that. But now you can just see they're still kind of parked on this. They're not really making too much in advancement. Now the ball finally making its way through B main, but Dapsy's just got the jiggle here with the util. With still plenty of time, but as soon as he spots a player, we're going to see that smoke in a monster. And there it is right there. So now Mythic, they can decide, do they want to commit to this or wait it out? But Truck, surprisingly, does take down Brehze.
He's trying to peek before the smoke bloomed, if I'm not mistaken. Much to his chagrin, he's taken down. Hext and Daps now are both tagged to about half HP as well. That makes this very doable in a B-side execute. oSee has rotated around. He has a power position down towards Pit, but he's going to have to do a lot. He's the only player with an M4 on this site. I think, though, kind of just waiting around, kind of wondering what's going to happen. They're letting Freak activate over towards A, pushing in through long bathrooms, getting a lot of information. He'll go down towards connector, though, and with that, it should be a B site execute. Hext and Daps have to do a lot here. oSee also has to do a lot in support. Swing comes in, no kills found. A lineup for Hext, a double, but he's immediately answered upon. And oSee, that man in the backlines that I said had to do it all, does nothing, leaving just FaNg, the lone A-site defender, in a 1v3. He's taken a shot, he's gotten some information, but a 1 versus 3 is a lot to do. He throws a Molotov on the site. That stymies the plant. freakazoid will get it down in the smoke. That almost undid the round for Mythic, but they do adjust correctly. freakazoid gets the trade, the bomb hits dirt as well, and Mythic are on the board in the third.
Yeah, and a bit surprising too. I mean, again, like this is, in terms of Mythic on their, opening duels and things like that. I talked a lot about him before. It's actually freakazoid that sits, right on the top with a 1.13. Like for success in how well he does to find that entry, that is obviously normally his role. But seeing someone like Truck that's kind of right in the middle of the pack with a 0.91 rating on the opening duels to be able to find that first two, that was huge, right? So that allowed Mythic, with a bit of a scrappy buy to win that round. Now you can see NRG, they're still going to force up the rifles with, again, pretty gross of a buy too with the MP9 and even a Deagle just for FaNg. So this is not great. So Mythic in a great opportunity here to see if they might be able to bring things back for a tie situation. But, Nate, you and I have been through this, and freakazoid just looking away. Okay, looks like he's fine. And now oSee goes for a swing, but freakazoid gets the better of him.
oSee struggling a little bit in the early goings, dropped way ahead of his squad. That's the biggest issue. When you have the one uncompromised rifle, you have to be in a spot where it can be recovered. He was on an island alone towards Divider. The next closest teammate was on the A site. That weapon is now forfeit. That means they're going to have to rely on the FAMASes, the Deagle, and the MP9 with, as you mentioned, a bare bone utility. Makes things all the more difficult. It was already a hard spot to be in, and now they're feeling compelled forward to play some off angles. Truck Lover the next at bat. No, it's freakazoid up long with the flash to find one. FaNg in the chaos will get one with the Deagle. Might even find a second. No, Truck Lover sprays him away. Daps coming up calm. Does get one with the novelty of surprise, but he'll be hard pressed to find a second. Brehze, where is he lurking? He's also looking to come up connector in a slower fashion. Freakazoid. Right angle, right time drops Daps, and that sends Brehze walking away. A second on the board, a second in a row for Mythic, with 3 surviving, will allow them to slowly build that T economy. At this point, the momentum rests with them.
Yeah, such a big round from Freak. Again, he's able to find that triple, right? And that's what I was saying before. Like, the round previously was Truck Lover finding these openings, and then Freak right back to what he does best, right? He's able to get that entry, takes down oSee, which was a really big kill because, again, now as a player just locked in Divider. So now they're going to bring things back to a 2-2. NRG, they don't have money. I mean, Brehze is sitting with a FAMAS. Like, this is not something I don't even know if we're going to see a lot of investment to complement it and work around it that much. But we'll have to see what NRG want to do in a situation like this. Mythic looking pretty impressive. They look cool, calm, and collected. I was really, I think it was well done that they didn't, get over antsy, didn't rush the site as soon as they got that kill. They just kind of slowed it down, and NRG, they kind of fell apart one by one.
Yes, they did. They are looking strong. As you mentioned, NRG. Economy fully reset after that loss there. That means they'll be on USPs to complement the lone FAMAS. Put Brehze at the spear point. It's the best weapon to try and find an opening. It's the smart call. Mythic know the economy's low. They'll play things passive. 2 towards B, holding outside of the CT smoke. The rest holding connector and or A. Rotation not towards B. This is scary. A play down connector. The USP takes point. Good trade from Brehze. Mythic already adjusted with the rotation towards B. The question is, can they get out onto site quickly enough? Daps is spotting. He has the information. Now, will Mythic expect the connector play? They should at this point, but can they actually prevent a push up short?
Yeah, and I don't know if that intel came in from Truck, because I don't know if he would have saw how many players were there, but okay, with Daps, unfortunately, doesn't get any really big damage there, just a little bit of a tap with the USP. Hex still has that AK, but now NRG, they actually might just try to keep this gun and the FAMAS. That actually might be a decent save for them. I mean, they don't have head armor. Like you said, they don't have kits. They have no utility. So, I mean, for FaNg, I mean, he could even try to go for an exit too. But yeah, they're just going to play back. And this is probably the right call, considering that that is a big success, picking up this AK-47. But Mythic, again, despite losing Truck in a bit of a scary situation, they react well. They take the B site pretty easily. And they got themselves in the post plants. And, oh, freak, oh no, the bomb radius. Oh, you absolutely hate to see it. But hey, it'll do.
It'll do. Another kill by proxy. 3-2 tactical timeout used by Mythic, of all teams. Right when things were looking good for them, 3 in a row secured. Again, looking good, looking jovial, playing their own game. They've yet to really been figured out by NRG. But they'll elect to go for a timeout nonetheless. Maybe talk things out. Maybe a bio break. Who really knows? NRG, though, a chance with rifles again in hand. Decent enough utility. 3 M4s, a FAMAS, and an AK, a kit. I think that 2 actually in play. This is the makings of an NRG round, but when the rifles came out, they really began to struggle.
Well, and this is kind of what we talked about, right? I mean, we were wondering, like, what kind of energy we're going to get. I know we're only 6 rounds in, so there's still plenty of Counter-Strike to go through, but now we're going to see pretty much a full gun round coming through here. I mean, again, full ground round with an asterisk, we'll say, with, like, light utility here for DAPs and people like that, but at least we got the M4s here with the AK. But if Mythic can get themselves on a decent start here and get them, you know, with a bit of a lead on this T side, that's going to make them feel really good. But like we said, I mean, they are the team that, you know, went for this pick. We're starting to see why a little bit.
Yeah, I'm already pleasantly surprised by their play. They're playing regimented, maybe a bit stiff, maybe a bit stock standard, but still, what would you expect from a stream team after all? Expect good textbook Counter-Strike, but nothing outrageously creative.
Yeah, and even in terms of officials, like NRG, the last time they played this was wildcard, and that was in the beginning of February, so it's been quite some time, right? And that does make a big effect when you talk about a team like Mythic that has been playing this more recently, like when we said they played fluffy aimers. So they've definitely been able to get a little bit more practice on this. FaNg holding on the tight angle here. Flom might be able to lead this charge. He's already taken down so much damage. And if I'm not mistaken, Flom's actually taking the calling right now. He's kind of IGLing for Mythic at the time, unless that's switched, but I know recently that's what they were doing. So he might be
sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. All his experience.
Yeah. FaNg has played this spot before. He played it with the Deagle. He only got 1 with it. This time around, though, he has more support, and NRG are also weary of Long. Next, throwing the flash for Long. Hext will find the kill as well. Truck, though, trades onto FaNg. It's even thus far. oSee back in sight will be tested. He won't miss this time around. A second secured, but now both of their positions are known. Hext dancing finds another, as does oSee. They combine for 5. 3 for Hext, 2 for oSee, and another shutout on A. Things looked rather dire when the rifles came out, but NRG are quick to make the correct adjustments. They watch Long. They throw flashes. They support FaNg as they should up close towards the garbage can. And because of it, they finally find a third round and put it on the board.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake that we saw there was Mythic. They didn't have the right utility. I mean, we didn't see the mollies getting placed, you know, flushed a player on truck or even on dice. So that kind of just led that, you know, NRG can just kind of hold forward and they can just kind of, you know, frag out. So I feel like that was kind of a bit of a slip up. And even I think it was freakazoid peeking down Long. He was taken out a bit too quickly, and you could tell he went a bit too many steps forward when he should have waited it out. But that's where those like minute details really start to come into play. Cooper trying to get aggressive, but he gets taken out right away. So DAP's already starting things off with an opening duel. And now that could have been enough confidence here for NRG to feel really good. And Hex kind of doing Hex things, right? He is the best player on paper right now for NRG, like we talked about. And he's already top fragging, right behind oSee.
Had a solid start. Also want to note that Cooper broke the op truce. There'd yet to be an op thus far in the server. He brings it out in this round and finds nothing for it. It could be a big weapon to pick up. That could give oSee the extra teeth he needs to really take a bite out of Mythic's offense.
Really good. Oh, Freak's looking for this timing. Yeah, a bit of a fake out. So now we're kind of seeing Mythic again, just kind of doing a bit of a standard. And FaNg, I think he should have spotted Freak by now. Maybe not, actually. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is fully exposed. Freak's gonna get 2-on-1. Now he's a dead man. And now just leaving it to a 5-on-3 right now. NRG are sitting in a great position with 30 seconds remaining. This utility has to be burned, and they only have a flash with double smokes remaining here for Mythic. But Brehze is actually going to get taken out, so Hate finds an opening with a Galil nonetheless. And now you got Daps close into this site, playing with the smoke. Bomb is going to get planted, it looks like, so the money bonus will come in. But it's a matter if they can hold on. Truck sitting on the op, finding one. Now he needs to find more. What on earth is that? He's able to find another one. Oh, no way.
Hext as well. Hext going for the defuse in the corner. They're going to push in. Flom taking point. The smoke is there, but Flom finds him. oSee now left to try and clutch a 1 versus 2. He's found the first. He's found the second. Plenty of time to boot. What a time for him to come alive. Truck trying to do Truck things. He's known as Truck Zera in the chat because of his wacky, zany antics, and he nearly pulled some off there to bring Mythic back from a 3 versus 5.
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, somebody like Truck, I mean, that's kind of the thing about him, right? He's got some pretty good aim, and he almost was able to pull that off pretty big. You talked about, you know, Cooper putting up the op on the field, didn't find anything, but instead it's Truck Lover that's able to almost bring that back into a favorable situation, but just got a little bit overzealous with that peak on the short, making it really close though. But again, that's the thing. That's why we were saying this match could be really close and kind of a nail biter, just given how well Mythic has been playing, and that's a bit of a glimpse right there.
Dangerous team. NRG regain their lead by a very small margin. They try to change things up, try to get aggressive. The issue is they're against pistols, and Mythic can play with reckless abandon. They haven't invested anything in this round. It's a half buy with some Kevlar and some pistols. They'll be able to buy in the following regardless. That makes them very dangerous beasts to be reckoned with. NRG still continuing to get aggressive, playing close over towards this pipe on Monster. And Cooper in the corner, unexpected, another Tech 9 kill, and double for Cooper! And NRG getting aggressive at exactly the wrong time. It's their undoing. oSee now on an op versus pistols and picked up rifles. He'll find one short, but he has a lot more to do. Hexed. It was a pair you wanted in this situation. It would be these two, but feels like the advantage is just too far in the favor of Mythic.
Oh, that's such a... I honestly feel like that's such a questionable call from NRG. I mean, I like the idea that they're trying to fight for map control, but in that kind of a round, they should have been aware that Mythic were on a pretty scrappy buy, like not really too much, but instead they try to push a double player through Monster where a Tech 9 is just going to prevail. But nonetheless, Cooper does a great job to finally put himself with 6 frags, finding double for this round, and he single-handedly was able to take down those 2, and they got a free sight.
Massive double. I think NRG just had the wrong read.
Timing.
Hex dies to bomb. Everybody's gone. No one saves. Op recovered by Hate. That will go right on over to Cooper. And that feels like nothing other than a misread entirely. NRG, maybe they saw the op, thought maybe there's a little bit more money in the bank. That combined with the bomb plant gives Mythic the extra capital they need, and yet the read couldn't have been any more wrong. It was going to be pistols, it was going to be scrappy, it was going to be Mythic playing slow and taking whatever they can out of the round. And in this case, they quite literally take it all. Win the round, send NRG's economy back to a very precarious position, and now have a bunch of picked up weapons to go into the next round with. 2 pistols on the board for NRG, 3 rifles, no kit, lackluster utility, and again aggression. This time it's more well thought out, more well placed. They need to get aggressive here to find an opening, to find an advantage before any sort of execute comes through.
Yeah, that was a really good teamwork that came in there with oSee and FaNg just threw the paw flash right over the wall, and then again, oSee was able to go for the big swing. Takes a lot of damage for it, but again, that's a great position right now for NRG to be in, pitting up themselves up the man, making this more of a problematic situation right now for Mythic. Already having 4, losing Freak, so now they're going to need somebody else to kind of be that first point of entry. We'll have to see if it's going to be Truck or even maybe Hayden now. FaNg's holding a nice tight angle onto the map, but he's only able to navigate 1 kill, but oSee's still there to help him out. Get a little bit of revenge and almost more damage coming into Hate at 16 HP. A 3-on-2, still in the advantage for NRG. Smoke's coming in. A nade, not really going to make much of a difference right now. Cooper treading on some scary waters, and he's only able to get the 1-and-1. Still now an advantage for NRG, leaving it all down to Hate. A big task for him right now, Nate. 16 HP, no utility, and he's going to have to go against 2 rifles right now with the smoke on this bomb. This is terrifying in itself, and he's going to get taken and removed, and NRG, they're going to keep themselves to the lead.
It was a fake smoke on the bomb so they could both fight. That's an interesting call.
That's sick.
Yeah. Makes sense. They know he's tagged. They know he's dinked. And they know it's a 1v2. He'll have to swing off the first tap. Well done from NRG to navigate a very treacherous situation. Again, that was a compromised investment, but things aren't going to get easier. Sure, they have the rifles, but their economy is still down at the bottom of the barrel. If they lose this round, they're going to be on a save. Mythic as well in a very similar position, but they are on the T side, so if they get a bomb plant, that might give them enough to get another investment in the next round. Ops for both teams, oSee and Cooper, both have had a decent map thus far. oSee specifically on the A1S has been a maestro. The question is, can he continue on the op?
Yeah, we talked a lot about it. We were saying, you know, Cooper versus oSee is always exciting to see those ops going head-to-head. But obviously, oSee's, you know, record has just been so high. I mean, he's been able to play so much good competition, too. So, a a lot more pressure against Cooper, but big investment coming in from Cooper, no utility at all. Whereas now Daps is already down to 10 HP. Kind of splitting things up a little bit here. Nice boost coming in from Hex and also Daps together, just on a little bit of the half wall. Flom's removed. That's a great start already. Ooh, Hate. You can see it. He wants it again. He's pre-aiming it.
Another change-up for NRG on A. Op long bathroom spots the shadow. oSee won't miss those. Of course, his teammates pressed up along. That's a free exit now for the Opper to readjust. 5 versus 3 secured, but we've seen 3 versus 5s work in the way of Mythic. But FaNg doesn't want to let that happen again. A double on that flank over towards Party. The last live is Cooper, and he is read perfectly by FaNg. He was ready for it. Swing it in for a 3K. oSee as well on the op. Finding that one towards long bathrooms. NRG finally beginning to stabilize things on this CT side. 6 to 4 secured. 7 seems like a distinct possibility. And 8 potentially to boot as well. Just some pistols for Mythic going into this one. Hope to build a bank for the final round of the half. Can't really expect too much from them in this round unless NRG give them those close opening duels again.
Yeah, or we see, like someone like Truck that, is just absolutely filthy with an eagle, and he has one of those highlight moments too. So I know you and I were kind of waiting for that before. Cooper, oh my goodness gracious, he's down to 1 HP. The guy somehow is alive. A breath of air, and this guy's just tumbled down and he's gone. So this is not a good position for Cooper now. But again, NRG, they're sitting on their CT side where they do have a very strong percentage. It's an 80% win rate on this, where on the flip side, it's going to be 40 on their T. So I think the fact that, like you said, they can find themselves at least 7 rounds on the CT side, they're going to feel better, but it'll be so much riding on the second half. FaNg holding a tight angle. Freak jiggling him now. So both of these members from Mythic trying to go for the fight down long, but FaNg, it's a deep dagger, now taking down 2 heads, and oSee's just having a field day as well. Mythic, they've lost their bodies.
As they have the individuals waking up in a big way for NRG. FaNg in the last 2 rounds. oSee throughout the series. Hexed as well, as you mentioned, having his moments. Very scary proposition as we enter that tail end of the CT side. FaNg finds yet another, a third in the round. oSee, can he find the last? It's Hate lurking up with the Deagle. He's hoping to just find a single kill at this point. Leave his mark on the round, and yet his shots don't connect. FaNg, 4 in this round, 12 on the board in this map thus far. Mythic, one last chance to put a 5th on the board before the half concludes.
Yeah, everything in the line here. No op obviously going to be here in terms of the money, but at least they got the decent amount of utility, lots of smokes with the mollies. That's going to be most important here. So I want to see if we'll have a bit better of a execute coming in from Mythic in terms of the mollies, because we saw, I think that was back in round 5 or 6, whereas when they went for the A exact, but they didn't have anything to use in terms of their mollies to flush those players out. So I'm going to see if they'll do a little bit better on this one. But, oh, Cooper, you're not long for this world. oSee gives him a fresh haircut. Now starting things off with already a minute and 38 at 5-on-4.
oSee the hero factor. The op. Starting things off right. Brehze now in water control, commanding position with the boost over as well, if I'm not mistaken. Almost out Flom, though, fighting up towards A. He doubles his kill count through connector to drop FaNg. oSee, though, still present on this A site, still ready. He knows freakazoid loves coming up along. The question is, will the timing be in NRG's favor? Yes, it will. No, it won't. Freak finds one. A flick around from oSee, but he still has a lot more to contend with. The op rechambers. It does reposition. Can it find even more? Or will it have to? It seems like Mythic don't want to attack the site, at least not immediately.
Yeah, I like this call, though, again, because you can even see oSee. He's already starting to burn a bit of utility. Still has the smoke with double flashes, but still lots of time here for Mythic to make decisions. But the problem is you kind of mentioned it, is their utility is lackluster right now. So whatever decision they make, they got to be really careful on this. They have a flash and an HE in the hands of Flom. Flash already coming in, not even going to make an effect. The legs of Truck is already connected here with the AWP, but it's a head that's removed. Truck able to get a bit of revenge, and now Brehze coming in. Let's see if he's able to find more duels. He's just rushing on into this behind the Truck. A little bit of a duck-duck-goose situation. Hate goes for a swing, and Hate's going to take him out, leaving it to the IGL of Daps. But Hate does one better, and it's a 7-5. My goodness. We're going to take that break, and we're going to get ready for the second.
Save you when you're tangled in your lies, caught up in the middle. I can see it in your eyes, lonely in the corner, waiting for somebody to come and save you from the cold of night. Easily, we've been falling in disbelief. I think I'm ready for another try, but this feels like the last time. So why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye. Why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye. So why did you say goodbye? Quiet like the ocean, with the rumble running deep. This is how I see you, when you hide your feels from me. Why you heavy-hearted? Cut the silence, talk to me. Release your mind, get what you need. Easily, we've been falling in disbelief. I think I'm ready for another try, but this feels like the last time. So why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye. Why did you say goodbye? It's better to say goodbye. So why did you say goodbye? It doesn't matter. We seem too young to understand. For the better, the weather changes when we dance. Belong together, catching sunsets, riding waves.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mythic recover in the final round of the first half, 5-7. Very tight-knit scoreline, all things considered. It's Pineapple, Phillips, and Laz on the microphone, and NRG now on the T side. We've mentioned it. They struggle on this side of the map. This map is normally a CT-sided map, a CT-sided affair as well. Mythic, they find the pistol round here. They'll be right back into it, and a tied ball game once the rifles come through. Freakazoid, the first at bat towards long, gets one. Daps, it's a trade, albeit while tapping his teammate in the back of the head. Even 4 versus 4 footing. Still a long way to go for NRG to get control of either bomb site.
No, definitely. And I mean, it's good to see that Freak again is able to start things off here, getting an opening duel. But I mean, he gets traded out right away. I was thinking if he could have been able to find a second, that could have really changed things around a little bit. But now NRG really slowing things down just a bit more. Now they're going to put this bomb towards that B main. Kind of just playing a lot more patient on this one. Keeping Mythic on their toes. And this is a tough position right now for Mythic because, again, with down to the 4 players, they're going to have to kind of split things off 2 and 2, as you can see on the mini-map. And NRG, they're going to do a bit of a split here. They got the 1 player lurking. The rest are just going to come through this. Cooper missing a little bit of an opportunity, but information is now gained.
Lots of information. The rotation coming through. So there's going to be 3 players that defend this site. Cooper first at bat with Flom to support. Flom saves his teammate, fails him after he's now around pillar. Dancing, he'll find a second, not missing that one. Truck Lover as well is here. Daps tries to bail them out. He only finds a single kill. oSee also does not leave his mark before being sent down to the underworld. And Mythic find the pistol, prevent a bomb plant, and are now in a very solid position as they transition into this CT side.
Yeah, that was a really nice, hold coming in from Mythic. And again, I think it was Flom that actually threw the utility with the flashes that was able to go right in front of Monster. That kind of saved Cooper's life because you can tell there was a lot of aggression. He already took so much damage too, so some good utility work coming in from Mythic just to really kibosh that game plan and that aggression from NRG. Now Mythic going to fully equip up here with the MP9s and a couple M4s. Freak getting really close though. This is scary because he might get traded, and oh no, these players can just swing him now. He's going to need more than one, but he does some damage. Brehze down to just 5 HP. But that's a bit costly now because there's going to be an MP9 that is going to be grabbed. They don't have armor, so the aim punch is going to be a problem for sure. But again, Mythic, they're kind of losing a body too quickly.
That was an awkward fight for Freak. Again, on an island alone, isolated. Didn't even spray. He was trying to just hit headshots and transition targets, but the first target proving too difficult to deal with. The numbers just, again, not in his favor. Flom, it's his turn at bat. He also has an MP9 in hand. He's going to press in towards bathrooms, trying to reassess the situation, get some control. His teammate will find one, but he will fall without finding anything. Cooper gets the heck out of dodge, tries to keep this rifle up. He will do so successfully. The damage has been done to this team at this point. Cooper finds one. The player on site, totally unexpected when jumping up. Daps now has a chance with an actual rifle in hand, and Hate will try to reel things back in. He finds oSee. He still needs to find Daps. They know where he is. He's looking for damage. That's all he wants at this point. Daps, take down one more. No, not meant to be. However, all things considered, NRG invested into what? 1, maybe 2 pistols, and they got 3 kills out of it.
Yeah, that was really scrappy. And again, for any Mythic fans, I don't know if I would have loved that round. I mean, yes, it's now back to a tie game, but again, it's so costly. I mean, now they still have plenty of funds that they can put the M4s back on the board, but man, oh man, like you said, NRG were able to find themselves multi-kills with minimal investment. So that's where the positioning looked a little bit awkward for Mythic in comparison to some of the other rounds we saw. But now they're going to put some more mid-aggression on this. The nades are coming in. We're going to see connector doors going to be broken open right away. So Mythic have actually put some good pressure into mid, retaining this connector control for the time being. FaNg throwing a good molly. A decent nade. That's thick. That's going to take down FaNg. Already a significant amount of damage. So Mythic have done a good job. Freak now can get himself in a better position, like we said.
Fall away. This time he's allowed to do so. The stock standard 3-2 setup. Mythic getting that control of bathrooms in the early stages of the round and falling back to the site proper once their initial barrage of utility expires. It makes sense. It's kind of the standard way to play this map. Resmoke towards Monster NRG, just kind of looking for openings at this point, looking for information. They have that player in connector. That was FaNg. Player now falling back out of B. It looks like they've made their decision. It's going to be an A-site play for NRG, barring any crazy insights they gain in the mid-round. 45 seconds left. Cooper, he's here. He's spotting. Mythic, it's their turn for mid-round call. They'll push through B. They'll push in towards connector. NRG need to get the ball rolling rather quickly or they will be wrapped in upon.
Yeah, and this is what I was kind of talking about again, like on paper for NRG. This is a 40% win rate on their T side, so this is not really great. And now you can see Flom coming in from the back lines, and look at that. It's problems all over the board right now. Mythic have just done the surprise attack, the dagger in the back of the heart, and there it is. My goodness, all of a sudden it's just down to Brehze on a 1-on-3. He has to concede defeat. There's no chance that he's going to be able to find anything. The bomb is on the other side on Divider. And it all comes down to Mythic just capitalizing on that connector control and put themselves in a lead. And if they're lucky, they might be able to take down Brehze. But no, he's going to be able to clean things up despite losing the round.
I think we're hell-bent on dropping him after time. I get the idea. If you drop him, he has no money going into the next, and their money's already compromised. But Mythic throwing so many bodies at what was already a convincing victory chunks apart their economy, chunks it apart. They would have had rifles across the board, maybe even had an op if they played their cards right. And now instead, they have a mishmash of MP9s and M4s, and the loss of all their players compels NRG into an investment. They know the economy's low. They're going to press whatever advantage they can, and in this case, it's going to be against that compromised investment. 3 AKs, excuse me, 1 Galil and 1 Deagle with a little bit of utility could be enough given the compromised buy that Mythic now face.
Yeah, and I still kind of put this, despite with the MP9s, I actually like this, position that Mythic are in, because an MP9, I talk about it with you, it seems like with you a lot, is it's such a scary gun, but okay. I was going to say, you know, it would be nice if Cooper can get a new position, but no, his positioning's just a bit too awkward. But now, I mean, they only keep the one M4, but these MP9s are going to have to do something big. At an A site like this, getting close quarters, they might be able to find some multi-kills, but they have to get the right position the right time. But it's NRG that are able to get themselves in that better position. With the bomb going down, they have 2 kits available right now for Mythic, and I think despite everything that how it's gone, they're going to have to just retreat this and let this one go.
It's already the call. I'd say the MP9s in the A site, up close and personal, makes sense, but they have to be in sight when the execute comes. Their rotation was far too slow. NRG pressed it as far as they could, as quickly as they could. Would have loved to see that in the round prior. But I digress. Mythic. You mentioned forced to save 3 MP9s. Rather difficult situation to put yourself in. NRG tie things back up at 8 apiece. Keep 5 alive. That will build that T-side economy. There will be a rifle at long to recover as well for that Deagle wielder. There it is. FaNg has it in hand. And Mythic, they will invest because they kept 4 alive, or they should invest into some utility perhaps, or might actually just go for a save round instead. It makes sense given the fact they only have MP9s. I can see both arguments. Buy utility, give your MP9s a chance, or save because you have some firepower to try and do something in this round, and then buy in the next. It looks like they're going to go for the investment, though. Utility, 1 MP9 for Cooper being purchased back up. I don't hate it, but again, they do find themselves on that back foot. Play in connector, play on A site, play on B site in some quirky angles, play up close, play dirty with the SMGs. That's how you're going to find success.
No, exactly, and that's just it. And I agree with you. I think you can argue this in a couple different ways, of course, but I do like it because now the utility is going to be great here for Hate, Freak, and Truck. And I mean, I think again, these MP9s, if they can get the right positioning, they might be able to, you know, capitalize on getting some good duels here in their favor. But it's going to be how creative do they want to be. They did take that time out, so Flom probably talking to the boys, want to figure out a bit of a game plan here, mix things up. But NRG, we'll see how prepared they're going to be. I mean, this is still anybody's game right now. We're back to that tie situation. Hate, I don't know if he's going to be able to spot this. That smoke actually does cover things off. Dap's already leading the charge here onto short. This is dangerous because if Hate can get this timing right, he might be able to find some multis. There's 1, making it 2! Oh my goodness, and that's exactly what we were talking about. Mowing them down and leaving it all of a sudden here with 1:25. It's down to oSee. NA's big prospect to see what he can do to bring things back in a clutch situation. The bomb, not with him. He has to be able to clear these 2 players out. They got a good crossfire, but he has the utility, Nate. This can maybe be a little bit chaotic because both these players could swing on him, but he's going to wait things out a little bit. Truck giving up the shoulder. Oh, and that smoke, that's going to make it even worse to wear right now.
This does get Truck out of a rather precarious predicament. Now things become far more dismal in prospect. Another smoke thrown up. Getting away time and time again. They have complete bomb control. oSee will try to fire them off, try to catch somebody out. Pressing forward, getting the bomb. Okay. Does actually get the bomb in hand. He'll go for the plant. If he can somehow get away and go up towards heaven to play this post plant, it is doable. He's going to fake it. He's going to drop down, throw smoke in their faces. This is doable. oSee somehow found a way through this. Truck Lover, though, gets the spot over top. Truck loves playing top. Sandbags, and what was potentially a masterful play from oSee is figured out over top the smoke. Mythic, a tactical timeout, paying off in a big way as they again regain the lead. NRG, though, still have enough money left in the bank to go for a reinvestment.
Yeah, and again, I got to say this because I really think that Hate, again, he was able to find that double opener. I think the noise cue was there where he could hear some of the players from NRG getting the nades out, getting ready to throw them, if not already starting to throw them. So he went for that swing, and it was a bit scary. But again, with an MP9 getting right up close like that allowed him to find that opening double duel that went in their favor. And again, I think that, you know, really just kiboshed the game plan here for NRG, which allowed Mythic to win it. And again, I love that 1-on-2 situation because oSee, if he made that crossing a second earlier, that round could have been entirely different. But like you said, Truck, he does love the double boost on Sand. It works out for him. And then now we're going to see a full gun round coming in here from NRG. Utility is lackluster, though. Like, Brehze has nothing to work with. Flash is here for Hex. This is not a good position, but the op is out.
Yes, it is. oSee crouched in that clutch. He would have survived. Would not have been spotted. It was so close. A hair's breadth away from success. Truck lever. Using this confidence to press in now through Monster. A change up for the CT side, and one that does not pay off in the early goings. Hex finds the first, noses the second, likely in the wings, and he finds that as well with these. Brehze takes down freakazoid. He's been, feels like, bullied towards A throughout this second half. Over towards long. That leaves Flom and Cooper. Flom has an MP9, Cooper has an AK. The numbers feel overwhelming. Daps, the IGL lurking in bathrooms, clears out the likes of Cooper, leaving just Flom. He might find one on a lucky timing, he does, but the second does not seem possible. In fact, survival does not seem possible. He'll press in towards short. He'll get some damage onto oSee, that's all he'll find. Taken out of the round, again NRG, tying it back up. But the trades of rounds back and forth definitely favor the T's. The economic upkeep required to reinvest, just so burdensome on the defense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, I don't know why Mythic went for that double push into Monster. Like, again, it's such a hard argument because you can say that there's a good way that you get that B main control, you gain all this information, and then you can have the rotates coming in, but it's so risky, and that's exactly why. All it took was Brehze to find a double, and that round just fell apart on its head here for Mythic. And now, like you said, their money situation sucks, and that's the thing about CT. You're in such a fragile money system. The economy is not good to you. So right now, NRG, they're loving that these rounds are going back and forth because they're going to be able to keep reinvesting over and over again. And I mean, we'll have to see what Mythic want to do. They have a bit of a nice stack coming into the washroom here. Double players on both sides, just leaving it with Freak kind of spotting things out on long. But even NRG, now they're scoping things out. They're going to have this information that B's open. So this stack's not even going to matter at all.
No, it's not. NRG circumvented. Could have been a very dangerous situation in towards bathroom. Well done, Brehze is lurking. He knows the flank towards long is probably going to come through from freakazoid, but the flank isn't even required. Truck lever double dinks him at range with the USP. Even trades, but Mythic should not have a horse in this race. They're going to save that AK, look for a couple more to pick up on Flom, Truck lever, and Hate. But beyond that, it's going to be an NRG round.
Yeah, I think that keeping this AK is really important. Again, very minimal investment that came in from Mythic, so the fact they can, you know, keep that rifle into the rotation, they're going to have enough that they should be able to drop someone that's going to be really good. If they can find another, obviously cherry on top in this situation, despite them losing the round. You can see H just kind of exploring, just getting some information, keeping them on their toes a little bit. And they should be fine. The bomb radius shouldn't take them out. Just some damage, but nothing to stress. And now double digits being gained here for NRG. And, I mean, a bit of a scrappy buy coming in from Flom and Hate, but they're going to have to go for it.
Yes, they are. Buy up on that one saved rifle. You saved for this exact moment. This could be a very good spot for that last tactical pause. They have it. The last time they used it, it paid off incredibly well. That was, of course, leading into the MP9 round. The first time they used it, someone said in the chat, it was because Freak's dog was barking. So, not quite so tactical, but still necessary nonetheless. Freakazoid again, a chance towards A. He's always out alone and rotating at very precarious times. Brehze won't punish him this time around, but the op was not there to support. The op just held connector. It's very worrying the way those two play so apart on the A side. In fact, sometimes it's just Freakazoid on an island alone entirely. So that's a big thing that Mythic should hopefully look to rectify going forward. Give Freak some support. Maybe he'll find some success. Maybe he'll stick around in an aggressive spot for longer. Either way, NRG won't exploit him for the moment. They'll actually change gears now that they have connector control and look to go towards B.
Yeah, let's not forget too, Mythic, they do have the double or triple player, sorry, at B right now. So NRG actually might be setting themselves up for a potential trap, but we'll have to see how well their execute's going to be. You already have Hate playing on to Barrel. Good flash coming in. Freak actually, or that struck, my apologies. He doesn't go for the swing. He does now, but gets caught a little bit. Another flash coming in. This might be a moment for Truck, but it's only one kill. Now Hex leading this. The big fragger trying his best to take down Flom, but it's an MP9 that does a little bit better. Now, the kill feed's coming back and forth for both these teams, leaving it to a 1-on-2. Cooper with a lightning strike required here for Mythic. Smoked out here on Heaven. Op versus Op. Brehze does have the AK, normal utility, except for a singular flash coming in from Cooper. Oh, this is terrifying.
Saw a dead body's arm. He thought it was a player.
I know, and I was wondering, I was thinking, like, I think that's a ragdoll right there, buddy. And he's got to go.
Position given up. They know he has the op. He has to save. He's forced to. Hate to see it in this kind of situation.
Yeah. Too risky if he goes for it, though. If like, hypothetically, if that arm was someone, that could have made it a one-on-one, which could have made it 50-50. So that could have made it way better. But yeah, no. As soon as he realized, he's like, "Yep, crap, I'm gonna have to save this thing."
Also noticing a lack of utility, like Molotov lineups for the T side. No one's really mollying towards the barrels, towards the slant from pit.
I know, it's like, what's happening? Why are we not using our mollies?
Yeah, they throw them after they get side control. They'll throw it towards right side graffiti, throw it towards the left side, I suppose. But like, not a lot of set piece Molotovs being used, especially on A as well in that first half. We haven't seen an A site take, I think, at all from NRG. But for Mythic, an A site execute with a Molotov, say back cube or towards, I guess, jump over bank. At least noticed a distinct lack of Molotovs. I guess a lot of the Molotovs have been focused on this connector control, but still, it's rather confusing. Regardless, in the round proper, in this one, the op is the fire starter. It's required to be. It's the only weapon saved. Everybody else is on pistols, and it's boosted up well to find a player in connector. The issue is that victory is short-lived. Again, a player towards A is exploited. It's truck lever towards long bathroom, taken down by Brehze, and we're back to even footing in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and that was a really nice play. Again, for anybody that didn't really notice, that freakazoid was playing on top of the stairs. That molly caught onto his feet. Oh my goodness, the timing! Oh, Cooper, a bit too slow in the draw. Brehze takes him out. But again, it was the Abadir brothers that were able to have that nice 1-2 combination to start things off in the opening for Cooper. But that's all that's been happening so far. And the op is now removed here for the CTs. Double P250s with a 5-7 freak now, looking to get a little bit of revenge. Not able to. Brehze making this look so easy right now with 11 HP, finding himself a triple kill this round, single-handedly just taking this round into his own hands. And now NRG on the cusp here, putting themselves on map point, leaving it to Flom with a P250 and nothing else.
Nothing else. NRG across the board have impressed me individually. They've been a little bit slow at points, a little bit sluggish. But Daps is holding his own. He's at 11-14, and he's at the bottom of the board. Everybody else is finding tremendous success. Hex has had his moments. FaNg as well. They both kind of slowed down after the first half. oSee and Brehze, though, have most certainly picked it up. oSee's been present throughout this map. Brehze has really picked up the pace on the T side. This is the NRG that I wanted to see.
Yeah, despite the molly usage, I think this is a better NRG we're starting to see a little bit now. Going back and forth with some trade rounds, but it's definitely looking like progress is being done here. But map point here for the best of 3. This is the first map, of course. And if they can get this thing done, it is going to go to their map pick of Mirage. But everything on the line here for Mythic to find themselves 3 more to push in overtime, which they're no strangers to. No op going to be here for Cooper. I would like to see this mid aggression. I feel like we haven't seen them, capitalize on this too much. But I don't know if that's going to be the play. Maybe it will. It does look like Freak and also Cooper look like they might actually try to go for this. And Freak, all right, he's going to go with my recommendation here, Nate. This is actually pretty decent positioning. I don't know if they'll expect him here.
They won't. Aggression and coordinated aggression as well. With Cooper spamming over the top of the smoke means that freakazoid's probably going to go unexpected. Brehze surely does not expect to play this close and personal. Truck lover tagged down. freakazoid, so close. Spotting that player. Both like ships passing in the night. Neither knows that the other's there. freakazoid's positioning is slightly better. Brehze still hits the shot. Truck lover finds oSee though in the meanwhile, so we're still at even footing. FaNg though getting a lot of control up A short, pressing the advantage, looking for Cooper, who's now all the way back towards bank. They find this second kill on A. That's the site cracked wide open. Press in towards short is the call. It's the adjustment. It's been the adjustment consistently for Mythic, and Daps is ready for it. A good adjustment to wait preemptively. The third player now on back of A site has been spotted, and now he's isolated. Brehze as well, dropping Cooper. That is the round. That is the map. 13-9 for NRG. It was tumultuous throughout both halves, but at the end, it felt like in both cases, they finally righted the ship. They finally figured out what Mythic were doing, and they were able to begin to settle things down.
Yeah, and this was something you were talking a lot about too in the pre-show, is that, you know,